Welcome to the Real Healing Institute. My name is Michelle Sinclair. So when you need nothing is when you attract everything. Why is this? How can this be? And how can it be that you can make this happen when there is things that you still do really want? Okay, so when you are saying, like, let's use finances as an example. It's saying when you're saying, I need this, or I wish I had this. What you're saying is that you don't have it. And so what's happening is you are playing a vibration, a chord within you that is saying that you don't have it. So it is literally like this. Think about this. You are just a being filled with guitar strings. And whatever strings that you play subconsciously, you're not conscious that you're constantly playing these. They are, if they are in your subconscious mind, they are in your vibration, and you are playing them constantly because they are you, because you hold them within you, whether you're aware of them or not. And so if you are playing a certain chord within you, what you are doing is you are showing the universe, you are saying to this beautiful world that's outside of us, I don't have this thing. And so rather than the universe responding and being like, oh, you don't got the thing, okay, we're going to give you the thing, it gives you more of not having that thing. It responds to what you are, not what you wish to be, but to actually what you are. So when you can stop playing the chords of certain things, then you will attract these things to you. So when you don't need anything, that is when you attract everything. And I'm telling you, man, when I'm up at my cabin, I have gone through enlightenment. I have been studying the Christ letters for years. I had gone up there because I needed to forgive my husband because he'd been cheating and doing all kinds of things that completely destroyed me, and I wished I was dead. I'd been married for 20 years. I had 4 kids at home. I homeschooled my kids. I did the hypnotherapy that I do, but I didn't need to be making money. I didn't need to be doing any of the things. I was living my life, and I thought things were good until I realized that they were not. Which forced me into this tailspin of despair. I was just in despair. And so I got to the point where it had been months and months now, and I'm like, this cannot go on for a moment longer. Because I knew that what we plant, the things that we think about, our thoughts, our very thoughts, and our words, and our actions, but our thoughts plant seeds that make us harvest more of the exact same stuff. The exact same thing over and over. So I was like, this is totally not acceptable. I cannot do this. I need to go. I need to forgive my husband because I was so resentful. How could he do this to me? And I needed to forgive him. And when I went up there to my cabin, I said, I'm leaving. I'm going for weeks. I'm going for as long as it takes. I didn't really have a timeline. I said, I'll come back, basically once I've become enlightened and forgiven. And that was exactly what happened. And I got to tell you that when that happened, and you will understand this, because if you are seeking, you will find. Do not stop seeking and you will find it. When it happens to you and you understand, because you know so many things now, but when you know that you know, it is completely different. It is completely different because you're not just speaking words anymore. You're not just thinking thoughts. You know the words, you know the thoughts, and it is so deeply in you that it cannot be erased. When you get to that point where you know that you know, because you have felt the love of the divine so purely and truly that you actually understand that there's not one thing that it could not do. You can't walk? Well, now you can, because there's nothing that it cannot do. You have a disease? No, you don't. There's nothing that it cannot cure. There's nothing that it cannot do. And when you get to that point that you understand and you know, and you'll know, your brain's going to light up. It's going to light up and you're going to understand all kinds of things. And when this happens, you will understand at that point that there's actually nothing that you want. That there's nothing that you need besides some more of that. That's the only thing that you need. And so you could be like, I was up at my cabin. It hasn't been updated in years. It is a very 70s vibe. It is wonderful, perfectly maintained, but nothing in it is new. And when I was up there, and it's, small, just a couple bedrooms, and you can maybe sleep 6 people in there at a time. Maybe, no, I guess a couple more, but It's small. It's a tiny thing. It doesn't even have a toilet that works year round. Or I guess the toilet works year round, but there's no water that runs in it year round. It is remote, and it is on a lake, and it is up in the middle of basically nowhere, northern Canada. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, even this cabin is too much. I don't even need it. I could live in a tree in the middle of the forest. I get it. I get why people do that. And not need anything else. You don't need anything else. You don't need one more thing. There is nothing that somebody could come up to you and be like, here's a check for, $178 million. Well, thanks, that's sweet, but I don't need it. And it wouldn't even bring you joy, other than the joy that you know that you could then use that to help other people. But you don't need it. There's no need that you have, because you are completely satisfied. If you were hungry, well, you're not hungry anymore. And you don't even need that money to go out and buy food, because you would know that if you actually did need food, it would just be given and provided to you, either by the land or by some person coming up and giving you food, giving you what it was that you needed. You would know that there's absolutely nothing that you need. And absolutely nothing could bring you any moment of satisfaction compared to that enlightenment, compared to experiencing that love and knowing it so well, and having it run through your body and through your veins, and having you understand that, wow, human love is nothing compared to this. It's not even comparable, which is why it is so understandable that people would think that God isn't love, because they've only ever experienced human love, and so they've compared it to that. And because they've compared it to that, they don't understand it at all. I'm telling you, you do not understand it at all. It is not that. It is so far beyond that it would create an entire beautiful world just for you to come and live in. And it would provide everything that you could possibly ever need to survive and to live in this beautiful world. Look around. Look around. Are you in a house? Every single thing that exists has come from this earth. It didn't look like it. It's like, oh, that's man-made. Well, where do you think men got the things to make it from? From the earth. Everything that exists in this world has come from this world, because you were perfectly and beautifully provided for, and there is absolutely nothing that was not thought of. There was no attention to detail missed. Every attention to detail for every level of comfort that you could have, from your fingernails to the hair that covers your body, to the eyelashes that you have, to the skin on the bottoms of your feet being thicker than it is in other places. Why? For comfort. So you could survive and be comfortable. Every attention to detail was given. This is how you can know when you look around and you see those beautiful wild flowers and you're like, man, they come in every color. Not only that, they come in every scent. Not only that, they come in every vibration and frequency, and so they can actually be used medicinally. You can eat them. You could live on wildflowers if you needed to. Every attention to detail has been given because it was created by a loving creator that loves you so much. And if you were to go out in there and you look at all the flowers, would you find one flower and be like, well, this one ain't the thing. This flower isn't good enough. Well, no, you wouldn't. So I guess that means that you're perfect too. And that the only critical things that come is coming from the mind. It is not coming from the divine. It is not coming from the love, because the love that has created all of this is only love and can be nothing other than what it is. And everything that is introduced into this world that is not the love has come from consciousness, from the human mind. But the loving creator loved you so much that he was like, hey man, I'm going to give you free will. I'm going to give you a choice so that you can live the life that you want, so that you can create the life that you want. If you don't want it to be good, well, you can plant seeds of things that aren't good and you're going to harvest those. But if you want a beautiful, wonderful life that, looks like heaven on earth, well, then you can plant seeds like that and then you're going to harvest those. You have a choice. You've got an option. You can live how you want to live while you're here. Because the divine didn't want to just, make you and create you and be like, okay, well, live off instincts, like the animals, so that you can just, live for hundreds and hundreds of years and, just do the same thing and without any thought. No, The divine loved you so much that the divine thought, well, I better give them a mind that can think whatever it wants to think, but I'm going to put some rules around it to keep order in chaos that could potentially ensue. So I'm going to allow people to think whatever it is that they want to think, but I'm going to let them know that if they're thinking things that are harmful to other people, or criticisms or judgments, that they're going to get many criticisms and judgments in their life. That whatever it is that they are at this moment is what they're going to get more of. And so if they want to be a beautiful, loving, kind, caring human being that thinks wonderful, good thoughts, then they are going to have a beautiful, kind, loving, caring life, filled with wonderful, good thoughts and good things that happen to them. But if they want to think about resentment or revenge, then they are going to experience resentment and revenge. It won't just go out from them, but it will come back to them because they will have planted it and it will come for harvest. What a loving creator. To let you do what you want, but to not just run amok. And it is not the creator, it is not the divine that punishes you when you do these bad things to yourself. You do these bad things to yourself. What a wonderful design. And I'm not just talking about this life. We have past lives. We have lived so many. We have previous lives. When you don't exist here, right now, if you were to pass away, just right now, you die, your energy, where does it go? There was a study that was done upon death, and I can't remember what it was. It was 0.4 of a pound is lost upon death. That must be the weight of the soul. And so where does that energy go? Well, it goes. And it recycles, and we do it again and again and again and again and again. Can you learn all the things that you need to learn in this one lifetime? No, you cannot. Because you can only live your life this time. You can't go out and you can't live someone else's life across the world. And you can't live somebody else's life over here to gain understanding so that you can love them rather than judge them. But eventually you can live all of the lives. Eventually you can, and then you will gain true understanding and you will think, oh, I get it. This is why it is said, do not judge anything. And I love Mother Teresa's quote, when you judge them, you have less time to love them. Just imagine that somebody is made of fabric. And every time that you judge them, it punches a hole into that fabric. Now, wouldn't you rather fill it with love rather than just an empty hole? This is what you are doing to people when you judge them. As you are punching holes in the fabric of them, of their etheric body, of their energy body. You are punching holes in it, and not only are you doing that, but you are doing the exact same thing to yourself. If you were to put a mirror up in front of you, you would see that what you do to them, you also do to yourself. Through thought. And also through word and through action. When you speak the words, you cement it. And do not think that you can do this in secrecy. Do not think that you can go and criticize and condemn other people in secret and think that they will not know. They will know. It will be felt. And energetically, just like how people do energy across the world, and it can be felt, there's no space. There's no time either. What you do to people will be returned to you through electromagnetism. That what you send out is returned, and sometimes amplified. Because whatever is sent out and whatever damage is done, that will be collected and it will be returned back to you. So you think that you can speak these harmful words about people behind their back and it will not come to you, but you do not know what is happening in someone else's kitchen about you. Amplified. So when you stop doing this, when you stop those judgments and you stop those criticisms, they will stop towards you as well. Maybe not immediately. How many seeds did you plant in the past? But when they do stop, then you can know, oh, okay. The work is complete in me. I have stopped judging. Because you will notice as you walk down the street that you make, and this perhaps was done out of survival, you make very quick assessments out of people. What do they look like? What do they look like? Do I need to be afraid of this person? Are they dangerous? And you make these little quick judgments about people, don't you? Right? And what happens to those little quick judgments? Are they blessing that person? Are they renewing them? Are they uplifting them? Or are they downgrading them? Because if you send out downgraded judgments, those downgraded judgments will come back on you, to you, for you, to show you what you have done. Everything will mirror, the universe will mirror things back to you. What you think is about other people is not about other people, it is about you. And so when you walk down the street, or you drive down the street and you see a homeless person, do you judge them? Do you think harshly of them, or do you see them as the beautiful, perfect soul that they are and bless them and think, oh, what a wonderful soul. I wonder what they're learning here. Oh, so many blessings I send to that person. And by doing so, you give as the angels give, and you give with a loving thought, and you have uplifted that person's soul. They will not know why, they will not know how, but it does not matter. You have given a gift to this person, rather than thinking, oh, I feel so sorry for that person. What a thing. And sure, go give them gifts. Go provide the needs. But when you lower yourself and you think, oh, I feel so sorry, just even think about that. Even feel that as I'm saying that. Oh, how sorry. What vibration is that? Does that person want to receive that? That which they already are? No. They need to be uplifted because they are there because of those lower frequencies. And you might think, oh, but feeling sorry for somebody is a good thing. Is it really? Do you like it when people feel sorry for you? Do you like it when they bring that low energy? Or do you like it when they bless you with heightened energy of love? And think, oh, there is a loving creator and there is so much purpose in this. Well, that person is out there on the street. They can be blessing people and they can be doing absolutely wonderful things that they could not be doing if they were stuck inside their house and no people were seeing them. There are so many blessings that can come from every situation that you could possibly be in your life. I have a sister and she's just wonderful and she does wonderful things to people and wonderful things for people. And she will see someone in need, and even though she does not necessarily have it to give, she will go and she will meet the needs of those people and she will provide for them. And the feeling that you get when you give to somebody that really needs it. What a gift that is. So that person being homeless on the street is giving my sister a gift by her being able to provide for those needs. Because how uplifted does she feel when she knows that they're going to sleep good tonight, or that they have something that they really needed that they didn't have before and she was able to provide it. What a beautiful gift that is. And because that person was able to give a gift in this way, by having a need that was then filled by someone else, they will be blessed because of this. Not just by that need that they have that was now filled, but because they have blessed another, they in turn will too be blessed. There is no way that you can go through this world and not bless people unless you have a negative attitude. Unless you do not see things for what they are and you choose criticisms and judgments over blessings. When you view your life and you see the world that you are living in as everything is happening for you, and it is constantly happening for you, and I'm telling you this, it is happening for you. That man who cut you off in traffic, that person who's walking down the street yelling at people, that person who was rude to you, all of these things are happening for you. How they are happening for you, I could not tell you, I do not know. But if you look deep enough and you look through the proper eye, the divine eye, you will see, oh, even this happened for me. That person who was rude to you has now pointed out a time when you were rude to someone else. And now you can think, oh, I'm never planting a seed of that again. I don't ever want to harvest that again. Thank you. What a blessing. What a wonderful world that we live in. That person who cut you off in traffic, they were in a real hurry and they needed to be somewhere. And by you getting out of their way rather than obstinately staying in the way, you blessed that person and helped them out in some way. What a wonderful blessing you have been. When you could have chosen criticism and judgment, you chose to bless somebody else. You chose to think, hey, man, everything happens for me, so this is happening for me too. I don't know how and I don't know why, but I absolutely believe it's happening for me. And then you will see that every little tiny thing in your whole entire life is constantly and always happening for you. And you might not understand how or why that is possible at the time, and you might not believe in it, and you might get upset, and you might think, well, not everything, but you would be wrong. You would be wrong. Because everything, and I mean absolutely everything, is happening for you. Now let's say you have lost someone who is so near and dear to you, and you think, how could this possibly have been happening for me? Well, that person now Their energy is with you all the time, constantly, always, always, always. Whereas before, they were a phone call away, or they were this distance away, or you had to wait till you went to see them. But now you think of them and they are there. And as long as you do not allow your ego mind to cloud you up so heavily and so thickly that you are this beautiful mirror covered in dust because of that ego, and sometimes that dust could get so thick that you can't even tell that there's a mirror under there anymore. Even if you shine the light on it, it would barely shine back. Well, then there's just dust, there's just layers of ego that need to be cleared away, and you can do this. You can do this by letting go of the resentment, by letting go of the revenge, by letting go of any vindictiveness, any anger, any sadness, any malice. And all of this is thoughts. All of this has been things that you have thought that have caused you harm. And if you look at your life and as a child you were not treated right, you were not loved right, maybe you even got put into the system because people weren't doing good. It's because people weren't doing good. It's not because you were not loved. It is because the people that were around you, they could not love themselves. They did not know how. They were so wrapped underneath the hurt and the pain that they were in. They were so covered in their own ego. They were so covered in such negative vibrations, but they didn't know it. They didn't know it. They didn't know. And so they hurt you and they harmed you. And you also do not know that this is not karma from another life. You also do not know that you did not choose this so that you could overcome that hard thing, so that you could be as strong as you are today, so that you could teach other people how to overcome things today. You do not know why you chose this life, but you did choose it. And so when you can forgive those people who could not love you, and I'm telling you, they did not love themselves. This is why they couldn't love you. They didn't know how. They didn't know how. They did not love themselves. Maybe they were involved in drugs and alcohol, and those spirits from those things were causing even more harm and even more grief on them. But they were finding temporary relief from the hell that they were living in when they were on them. And this is why they did it. It had nothing to do with causing you any pain. It had to do with them finding relief. But you do not find relief in these things. You only find it in the divine love. But because most people don't know this, they search for it in all kinds of places where they find temporary relief that never lasts, and so they need to do more and more and more and more and more and more and more until death or until they see the light. But you just need to know and understand that even this too, even these things too, have happened for you because you are you today because of them. Yes, would it have been ideal to live that fairy tale, beautiful childhood where your father loves you and he's perfect and your mother loves you and she's perfect? Yes, that would be wonderful. But these things don't happen on purpose. Because there's much that we need to learn, and there's much that we can grow from, and then there's much that we can teach others, and then we can empathize with others. And when we see someone on the street, we think, hey man, maybe they had it that way when they were little. Maybe they've never felt love in their life. Maybe they don't even know what that would be like to be accepted and loved, because they believed that they were not accepted and loved so strongly and so powerfully that they created that as a core belief, a thought that they continue to think. And so even if somebody came up and gave them love, they wouldn't even recognize it as such, because they would think, I'm not worthy, that's unacceptable, I don't deserve that, and they would cast it away, all the goodness that's ever come to them. But if they were to hear the truth and they were to understand, and they were to see, and they were to forgive, and they were to choose to accept and love themselves, their whole entire existence would change. The world that they are currently living in would be completely different. It would just change. And it would become so harmonious and so lovely and so beautiful. And so this is what I wish for you all. And this is what I'm telling you. You will find, if you do not stop seeking, you will find it. Seek and you will find. I'm telling you, if you don't stop, don't stop. Do not stop seeking, and you will find. I promise you this. I love you all. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys are just amazing and so wonderful. Thank you for all your love and support and all the comments that you have. That is so appreciated. I just care about you guys so much, and every time that somebody finds my page, I just think, hallelujah, hallelujah. Please keep spreading the love. I love you guys. Take care. If you feel like you should share this with a friend, please share it with a friend. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.